Should Real Madrid move on from Vinicius Jr.? That's a question that everyone in the football space is asking. Now, over the last several weeks, we've seen Vinicius Jr. has been linked heavily with Arsenal. And many people want him to go. Many people want him to stay. But I think the overall sentiment is that most Real Madrid fans want Vinicius Jr. to stay. But I want to pose a question here. Is it worth letting Vinicius Jr. go? And in this video, we will not talk about money or how much Vini demands money-wise. That's for a separate video. Let's talk about the structure of the team. Is it worth letting Vinicius Jr. go to allow Real Madrid, and particular Mbappe, be the star of the team and to build around Mbappe? Now, over the past 2 seasons, we've seen that Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe cannot play well effectively. I'll tell you why. Number one, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe love occupying the left side of the pitch, and they love cutting in from the left to get a goal or whatever, or through ball. They both play in those similar spaces, and that has caused the Real Madrid attack to be quite disjointed. And if you're going to see, even if you have 2 players occupying the left side of the pitch, who's in the middle? What player is going to get the through balls? What player will get the passes? Mbappe is not a traditional number 9. Yes, he's a striker, but he loves dropping deep. He loves going to the left. He loves getting the ball from deep. And that leaves space in the middle. Vinicius Jr. is also not a striker too. He as well likes dropping deep, and he as well loves playing on the left side of the pitch. So you have an issue where the attack is very disjointed for Real Madrid. And that's been happening over the past 2 seasons. And I'll tell you what, it cannot happen again next season. There is no way that's happening, because if that happens again, I guarantee you Real Madrid are going another season without a single trophy. And that'll be 3 years in a row. At that point, it's a flipping crisis. And now, so that's just one part of the issue between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Second part, they both lack a high defensive work rate. In fact, Vini used to be known, or used to have a very good defensive work rate, pressing, dropping deep, fighting for the ball. We saw that very well when he was playing with Benzema. Now, Mbappe has come in the team, and Mbappe does not do hardly any defensive work. Vini has seen that, and Vini has copied him in not doing so as well. So you have 2 players that are not contributing defensively. And in modern football, that is basically non-existent. You can't do that. You're going to get played off the park. And we have seen that time and time again when teams play Real Madrid. Mbappe isn't defending well. Vinicius isn't defending well. They're both not pressing. They've lost the matches, or they've drawn. You cannot have 2 players who are not pressing or contributing defensively. It's not happening. So we have that issue between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Now, let's just say that Vinicius Jr. stays, gets the money he wants. I guarantee you the issues that have plagued Real Madrid last year is going to continue next year. Lack of defensive work rates, both Vini and Mbappe occupying the same spaces. That cannot happen. Mbappe is too prideful to play as a traditional number 9 and just stay up there and receive the ball. He wants to play how he wants to play. So that means it's more headaches for Jose Mourinho. It can become more headaches for the dressing room. And Real Madrid have to ask themselves, is it worth letting Vinicius Jr. go to give that kind of free road to Mbappe? You know what? It's better to have, one player not contributing defensively than having 2 players not contributing defensively. If they really want to make sure that Mbappe gets what he wants and they build a team around Mbappe and he can play like he does for France, right? Is it worth letting Vinicius Jr. go? Because if they both stay, these are players that both have egos, and you can't blame them. Mbappe, probably on his best day, the best in the world. Vinicius Jr., been at Real Madrid for 8 years, essentially brought Real Madrid 2 Champions League titles. They both have egos, and they're not going to compromise to to do defensive work or allow the other player to shine. That's just not how they are as football players. So the question is, with Arsenal lurking for Vinicius Jr., should Real Madrid just say, listen, let's take back the contract. We're going to sell Vinicius Jr. to Arsenal. Arsenal, name your best price. Because if the same issues persist next year, that was a problem last year and the year before that, what's the point in having Vinicius Jr.? What's the point? Real Madrid are at risk of going 3 years back to back without a single trophy. For a big club like that, for a marquee club like that, that is almost unheard of. That is insane. So now the question is, should Real Madrid move on from Vinicius Jr.? You know, there are positives in Vinicius Jr. staying, and there's positives in him going as well. And that all depends as to, if Vinicius stays, can he change his game? Can he allow Mbappe to not do a lot of defensive work, and Vinicius Jr. contributes defensively? Can Vinicius Jr. change his style of play to accommodate Mbappe? And in fact, is it even possible for Vini to change his style of play? Vini is a left winger. Mbappe loves playing from the left wing too and cutting in. They both like doing that. And if you have two players doing that, who's in the middle? They will frequently get in each other's way all the time. And in fact, teams have figured that out. Teams know that Real Madrid love playing from the left side. Mbappe and Vini love playing from the left side. So that means they know Real Madrid's tactics. So the question is, if Vini stays, can Vini become adaptable? Can he play towards how Jose Mourinho wants to play? Because I don't think Vini will. I feel like Vini's ego is so big, he's going to play the way he wants to play, and no, the way he's played has allowed him to have great assists and great goals over the past 5 years. So should Real Madrid move on from Vinicius Jr. and allow him to go to Arsenal? There are actually positives in letting him do so. Real Madrid have bought a new striker in Carlos Espi, a tall target man. And if they play Mbappe on the left, him up front, I guarantee you Carlos Espi has no intention, or he has no literally intention to go to the left wing and try and cut in. He's a pure classic striker. So that means Real Madrid have a target man to get through balls in, to target him for crosses. Something that Mbappe doesn't like doing. Mbappe is not a target man. He's like a free roaming forward. He's got pace, loves dropping in deep, loves running at defenders. That is part of his skill set. There were so many questions here as to, is there a benefit? Forget about the money, forget about the financial structure. What about what Vini's asking? Think about the team structure. Can Vini and Mbappe work next year to great effect? Can Vini and Mbappe work great year to new effect? Over the past 2 years, it hasn't really happened. In fact, if Vini goes, I think Real have more tactical options. They could play Mbappe on the left wing. They can play Bellingham up front, or as some sort of false nine. Bellingham, again, doesn't drift from the left towards in. Bellingham can play as a target man. It's the same role that Bellingham played in the 2023-2024 season. Real should bring that back. Have Mbappe on the left, have Bellingham, in the middle. And Bellingham is a hard worker. Bellingham will press. Bellingham will get stuck in. Yes, Mbappe may not do that, but it's better if one player doesn't do that than two people. Because the habits are there. Vini and Mbappe do not want to defend. Vini was a great presser, had great defensive work rate. But when Mbappe came over the last two years, He saw Mbappe doesn't do any work. He's thinking, yo, I'm the superstar. Why should I get why should I get dirty and dug in if Mbappe isn't doing anything? There's so many questions here. Is it just worth letting Vinicius Junior go to Arsenal? It may just be worth. It may just be worth that. But at the same time, if Real Madrid let Vini go, they lose a highly creative outlet. And Real Madrid don't have much creative players. We've seen how stale the midfield was last year, or ever since Cruz has left, ever since Modric has gone. We've seen how stale their midfield is. We've seen it. They lack a lot of creativity. In fact, the most creative players at Real Madrid right now are Vinicius Junior and Arda Güler. Two people. So if Vini goes, you only have Arda Güler. And what if they don't get Rodri? The more creative players you have, the better. That brings goals, opportunities, chances. And okay, let's say Güler gets injured. Who replaces him? So there's also a lot of negatives in letting Vinicius Junior go. So this is such a hard transfer saga right now, and I'm sure the Real Madrid board have had a cost benefit analysis over Vinicius Junior, the benefit in him leaving or him staying. Honestly, and however you want to lean towards it, there is no right or wrong answer here, because there's both positives on the both side. There's positives in letting Vinicius Junior go, positives in letting him stay, because we know that him and Mbappe, it's not clicking. In fact, Vini is best suited if he has a target man. We saw that with Benzema and with Bellingham and Oselu in the 23-2024 season. When Vini can ping a ball to a striker, get a through ball to a striker, or have a striker occupying the attention of two central defenders, when he can get a shot in, when he can get a dribble in, right? There won't be any players coming in his way. Vini is basically the best in the world in his position if there's a target man that only plays as a target man, not occupying Vini's spaces, calling from the ball from Vini, distracting defenders so Vini can get a through ball in or a shot in. A lot of questions here to ask. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. I'm Shirtless Matchday. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.